Welcome to the Stillman Valley High School Board Report. This report contains data and reflection based on the 2015-2016 school year. Whenever possible, data from the first semester of this school year has been included. The percentage of students who attend Stillman Valley High School on a daily basis is the focus of this first measurement. This information is reported to the state through our student information system and then displayed on the Illinois Interactive Report Card, thus allowing comparison data of other schools to be collected. Student attendance is a major factor in determining levels of state funding, so there is a fiscal component to the importance of attendance as well as an academic impact. Over the past 11 years, our attendance averages have been slightly lower than our neighboring schools, as well as schools across the state with similar low SES percentages and high-achieving schools across the state. So far this school year, our student attendance rate has been slightly higher every month compared to our 2015-16 data. However, this past December, our attendance rate dipped below the 2015-16 rate due to one weather-related day that led to over 30% of our students being absent. With attendance, a singular outlier can impact your overall percentage by 0.1 to 0.3%. Our average attendance tends to range around 93% each year, which is about 1% lower than our comparison schools. In collaboration with our counseling department, Ms. Burris has implemented a morning check-in this year to connect with our students who are struggling in terms of attendance and academic performance. The demographic of our school and of our supporting communities has significantly changed over the past 10 years. With the number of students receiving free and reduced lunch rising, so too have academic achievement scores, therefore defying the inversely correlational relationship the national data suggests, which is outstanding. Additionally, the comparison of SVHS to other schools over time allows for a quick yet somewhat incomplete view of what neighboring districts are dealing with. In comparison to other schools with a similar low SES, our average graduation rate over the past 11 years is one of the highest, second only to Hampshire High School. This is also true when we look at our graduation rate in comparison to our neighboring schools over the past 11 years. However, when we compare ourselves to several high-achieving schools across the state, our rate is one of the lowest. I believe that much of this discrepancy can be attributed to the vast difference between our low SES and theirs. Our average graduation rate over the past 8 years hovers around 93%. So the goal this year is to improve by 1% or more by taking advantage of our partnerships with Flex, Nachusa, and Chena for students in need of credit recovery, and by intervening early in a child's high school career to create an action plan that makes use of internal programs and services to fill learning gaps and provide a system of support. Student participation in high school activities, clubs, and athletics is essential to our students' total investment in their high school experience. Based on the data from Mr. Reagan, approximately 60% of our students are involved in at least one high school activity, club, or team. However, as the data suggests, this percentage typically decreases by 10 to 15% from a class's freshman year to its senior year. The ultimate goal is to have 100% involvement in every class, which would have a positive impact on our school culture and academic performance. At the end of every school year, Mr. Volz compiles a discipline report detailing heat data, the major actions taken, and the frequency of incidents during a school year. Based on the frequency data, it is worth noting that several areas of inappropriate behavior have decreased over the years, including dress code violations, failing to serve a Saturday school detention, misconduct in subordination, and truancy. In the spring of 2016, we began allowing students to use their cell phones during their lunch periods. The data does show that there was an increase in cell phone violations. However, Mr. Volz also pointed out that the use of cell phones during the lunch periods had a positive impact on misconduct and insubordination. Finally, based on our data of majors and minors from the first semester of this year, there is cause for concern. One grade level in particular has caused a significant increase in both our major and minor behavior incidents this year, which has naturally increased the number of actions taken. This year's final data will be compiled and shared at the end of the school year. Beginning with the 2015-2016 school year, the ACT, a critical requirement for getting into most colleges and traditionally given free to high school juniors, became optional and unfunded by the state of Illinois for the first time in 15 years. The ACT has been replaced by the SAT, our new state-funded assessment required for all high school juniors. The faculty and staff at SVHS have been preparing and incorporating SAT strategies into our courses for over a year now. Also, Mr. Volz and the counseling department have shared SAT prep resources with students and parents, and all of our juniors will be attending a one-day workshop at SVHS in early February to learn about effective test-taking strategies for the SAT. 55% of our current high school seniors took the ACT at some point during their junior year. Because this assessment was no longer required for every student, our students' college readiness benchmark scores in all 4 components: English, math, reading, and science increased significantly. Our overall composite score on the ACT also experienced a similar increase. The state average for the 2016 ACT has not yet been determined. This slide shows our ACT composite data for the graduating classes of 13, 14, 15, and 16 as they compare with schools of similar low SES, our neighboring schools, and those same high-achieving schools. High school students enrolled in American Literature, College Prep American Literature, and/or Algebra 2 were tested in the spring of 2016 using the PARCC assessment. The PARCC assessment measured a broad range of knowledge and skills. Our students' performance on the ELA and math portions of the assessment were underwhelming by our standards. However, in comparison to local and high-performing schools in Illinois with similar demographics, our students performed very well. We believe part of our success can be attributed to the overhaul of our assessments and instruction over the past 2 years, which now measure students' skills and analytical abilities more rigorously rather than simply their ability to understand and recall information. The excellence our students have demonstrated in nearly every other data measurement is not reflected in terms of their performance on the advanced placement tests. We have stagnated in growth in nearly all measurable data points. However, student performance in AP Biology and AP World History this past year are encouraging. It is important to note that we do not select or place certain students in our AP courses, which is sometimes typical of other schools. At SVHS, we believe that all students have the ability to be successful in an AP course if they wish to be challenged. Certified faculty and staff are evaluated annually using the Danielson Framework for Teaching. The framework includes 4 domains: planning and preparation, the classroom environment, instruction and assessment strategies, and professionalism. In Domain 1, planning and preparation, the data suggests that a knowledge of resources and designing coherent instruction, domain components 1D and 1E, would be 2 areas where professional growth is needed. Our faculty's areas of strength exist in domain components 1B and 1C, demonstrating knowledge of students and setting instructional outcomes. In Domain 2, classroom environment, domain component 2B, culture for learning, is an essential area for professional growth. Domain components 2A and 2E are strengths for our faculty. 2A is focused on creating an environment of respect and rapport in the classroom. 2E focuses on the organization of the physical environment. The data from Domain 3, Instruction, suggests that we focus our energy on Domain Components 3B and 3C, which deal with strong questioning and discussion techniques, as well as effective student engagement practices. Domain Component 3A, Communicating with Students, is an area where our faculty excel. Domain 4, Professional Responsibilities, shows the strength of our faculty within their PLCs and their professionalism among their colleagues. Areas for growth are related to maintaining accurate records and communicating with families. The final evaluation slide shows how our SVHS ratings compare with those across the district. It may be worth noting that the high school has the largest faculty in the district, so while our faculty accounted for more than half of the needs improvement ratings across the district and almost 40% of the excellent ratings, we comprise a larger portion of the whole. Certainly our faculty are to be commended for their strengths, and we will continue to work together to improve in our areas of growth. School Improvement Plan Goal number 1 is focused on community service hours. We are midway through our second year of our Community Service Hours program. With the help of the Principal Student Advisory Council, Principal's Parent Advisory Council, and SVHS division leaders, this program is flourishing. Comparing the total number of service hours logged at the end of December 2015 to those at the end of 2016, we have exceeded our goal of 10% growth, with almost 25% growth from year 1 to year 2. However, we only have a semester's worth of data this year, so our final numbers will be calculated in late May. SIP goal number 2 is focused on college and career readiness. SVHS CCR benchmarks were created in an effort to define college and career readiness at the local level due to the state's ever-changing assessments and targets. We have found that our criteria for college readiness are more defined and include more opportunities for attainment. However, our career readiness criteria are somewhat limited. We are currently working to create community partnerships that would lead to internship opportunities to better define career readiness and opportunities for our students. Our most recent school improvement goal is focused on social and emotional wellness. This goal of social and emotional wellness is in its infancy. However, progress is being made. Our counselors have utilized our faculty meetings to inform and evaluate our current social and emotional practices in the classroom as they relate to the SEL standards. To meet the needs of a unique group of incoming freshmen, Ms. Burris has created 2 programs or courses to meet the social, emotional, and academic needs of these students. The Principal Student Advisory Council enjoyed our site visit to see how a freshman mentor program in a high-achieving school functions. We're currently researching other mentor programs in an effort to create our own for SVHS. Finally, we are using outside resources to inform our students and parents of appropriate social media use to deter bullying and unsafe practices. The elements of this goal have not developed as quickly as we would like, so this will be an area of focus for the second semester. Thank you to my excellent faculty and staff for all that you do to make Stillman Valley High School a place where students are encouraged, supported, and empowered to excel. And thank you also to Dr. Caposey and the Meridian School Board for your continued support and leadership.